What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Dead Noise. I'm Chris, and with me today is the South Carolina-based trap metal artist Nooses.
What's up?
How you doing? Thanks so much for the time.
Thank you for fucking having me, man. It's been a blast so far.
So you are a difficult artist to keep track of because you seem to have a lot of irons in the fire. Most recently, people probably know that you released the split EP, Carolina Killstreak, with the man himself, Akuno Heavy.
Fucking Kuno, shout out that man.
And when I interviewed him back in June-ish, he told me that you hit him up about it. So was the whole project your idea?
Pretty much. So it's kind of actually hard to remember exactly what happened. I just remember him mentioning that he was in North Carolina in Wilmington, and I was like, well, I'm gonna be up there around the time of my birthday for a show in Virginia. I was like, I can double back, take the time, and we can go. I was like, I got 5. Oh shit. I was like, I got 5 beats. This guy wanted to get me. I was like, you want to do a split EP? I was like, if I can pull up to your crib and we can like record there or wherever you got. And he was like, fuck it, let's do it. And so that happened. But and that was our first time he and I met in person too. We had talked a little bit over the over Instagram and whatever. I know he hit me up for artwork for Vile that he did with Caligula, and that was the main thing that we had up to that point. So we didn't really know each other, talk each other, and so that was the time that we had to kind of figure each other out. But it was like 6 months beforehand, so we had it planned for a little while. But
Do you take care of all the artwork too, or do you have a guy for that?
so I do the artwork for a lot of my stuff, but for that one I wanted it to be as just like showy and go out as possible and whatnot. So we went to somebody for that, Megan Mushi, shout out that man. He did the actual like art for that. A guy that I had previously bought artwork from, August Zoer, did the typography for the title logo. And then aside from that, like the actual layout, putting it together and whatnot, I did, but wasn't much of it. It was just kind of putting everything together, piecing everything together, but pretty much.
Creatively, as far as the lyrics go, did you have song titles in mind to go with the beats that you had, or was it all a part of the collaborative process?
We got there on nothing beforehand. I even told Kuno beforehand, I was like, listen, I want this to be fresh. I want brainstorm there, bouncing off each other's heads immediately. So we had no clue. I don't even think the producer didn't even name the beats himself. It was just beat 1, beat 2, yada yada. So we didn't have anything to go off of, which I don't tend to call the songs by the same name anyway. I do my own thing half the time, but it's still a good thing to maybe have as a, hey, here's an idea that he had. But no, we had nothing. We had the beats and that was it, clean slate. I told him, I was like, I don't even want us to come with anything until we get there. I think it took us like till the second or third day that we even had all of the titles in.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. And then we had to work on the lyrics and everything after that, so.
That was going to be my next question. What came first, the title or the lyrics?
Mostly the titles. I think I kind of lied. We did have an idea. I was like, we should name it something like corny, but like gimmicky, like Carolina Killstreak. I was like, I want to do Carolina something because it's North and South Carolina. I was like, I want to do something with that. But so we already had that in mind, and we were like, we can name the first song Killstreak, and the beat that we have with it, we were like, this is Killstreak. This is City Morgue stuff. This is Killstreak. So we did that, and then yeah, most of the titles came first, and then lyrics after. We kind of built everything around it. The only thing that was kind of different about that was I think we already had Legion in mind because we wanted Black Will and Chitani on it. I picked features, but that was it. And then Gold Sarcophagus, I think, was Kuna came up with the hook, the main part of the hook first, and that was when we were like Gold Sarcophagus. So it fit.
That's a good one. That's probably one of my favorites from the album.
Everybody seems to love it. That's also one of my favorites. Gold Sarcophagus and Killstreak are my favorites. So.
And when the EP got released, all the B-sides kind of got a pretty big response along with the single Killstreak. Were there any that kind of surprised you with how well one did compared to how another did?
Definitely. So Blood and Rust was, even when we heard the beat and we were going over the beat, we were like, this is going to be the weakest link. But we're going to go hard on it, but it's still probably going to be the weakest link. But when the mixing was going on, my engineer was like, yo, this is my favorite song. And my guy, who it was a roommate with him, he's like, he loves it too. He was like, yo, is that Nooses? But and that, when it came out too, yeah, a lot of people like Blood and Rust, and I was like, man, that's crazy, because some of the stuff I do on there is different from a lot of what I normally do when it comes to the rhyme scheme, just the fast flows, and only like the cleans too and whatnot. So I was like, this is gonna be the probably least well received, but we thought Phantasm was gonna do a lot more than it did. It's still, everything's doing great on it, but Phantasm was also kind of surprising that seemed to be what we thought Blood and Rust was gonna be. But obviously everybody knew Killstreak and Legion and Gold Sarcophagus were gonna pop. So, and that's what we put mostly into, but I tried to overlap for everything, but those have been the ones that are mostly doing stuff right now.
Now, as far as your musicality and your influences, I asked Aku a similar thing when I interviewed him back in June, because trap metal is such a fine line, it seems, because number one, it takes a special breed to make this kind of music, but but you also have a wealth of influences from both the hip-hop rap scene and also the rock and metal scene.
Right.
Like you and I, we talk about 3 Days Grace, Rain City Drive, all these bands. So is it difficult for you to kind of put those influences into your solo music? Is that something that you like or want to do? Or how do you choose which side to lean into more?
It kind of just goes down with like what I'm trying to do at the moment, or like, because I've been doing a lot of collabs this year, so kind of just what they're doing already. But it just depends on what I'm trying to do at the moment and what I have at my disposal, really, as far as beats and stuff. So in 2021, I was on like a deathcore kind of thing. I did a slamming deathcore album, and I dropped one deathcore track by itself as well. And then I was like, all right, now I'm gonna be going to something as in like an album cycle for rap, and so that's why I started really dipping into everything with trap metal and dark trap and all that. But like you said, you and I mentioned like 3 Days Grace and talked and whatnot. Every time, dude, even all the way up here for the past like 3 weeks, I've been listening to nothing but the 3 Days Grace and Disturbed discographies. I was like, I just hooked. So I definitely want to do more stuff like that, more genuine hard rock, metal and whatnot. I am doing some more metal. I got a deathcore track, 8-minute long, 7 vocalists, one dropping next month.
Jesus.
Anti-predator, anti-rapist, all that good stuff. So it's gonna be heavy, but it is more like auxiliary. So I definitely want to do more of that, but it's just what I have going for the schedule at the moment. I have everything stacked up through 2023 through at least half of 2024, and I still don't want to get off of the trap metal until I have a full length that I am working on. It's taking forever, but everything else keeps coming up in the middle of it. But once I do that, I do want to go back to doing some more deathcore and whatnot, although I am probably going to be working on something that's a lot more metal vocally, but maybe not so much instrumentally. It's not going to be trap metal, but it's going to be some amalgamation, hopefully to drop in like 2025.
It's going to be like bluegrass, but with screaming, isn't it? Is that what it's going to be?
I might have to do that now. Now that you mention it. Country's the one thing that I haven't done. I've dipped my hands in almost everything. Alternative pop, electronic. I have a whole like video game style album called Mental State. Country's the one thing I haven't done yet, and I don't know if I have plans to, but
Hey, well, if SpongeBob can do it, I think you can. So
I can find some way to do it. I might have to pull a J Kill and do some country traps type stuff and whatnot, just for jokes. But hey,
put that on April Fool's Day or something like that.
Dude, that's an idea. That is an idea.
I'm the man with the plan.
I'm gonna call it April Fool too.
Well, before I let you go, I have a speed round for you. I got 5 questions.
Okay.
You can keep it rapid fire. You can elaborate. First one, your favorite song to play live.
So I've only done the one tour with Kuno and then this one. So probably right now it probably would, from experience, it would probably be Killstreak, just because that's the most hype. It's hard to decide between Killstreak and Gold Sarcophagus. I have a couple that I've been dying to do live that I'm doing tonight, including an unreleased, and I think they're going to go super hard live, but I just don't have the experience to do with them. But and with that being said, Gold Sarcophagus and Killstreak was definitely more engineered to be live. Before I started doing a lot more live stuff, I realized a lot of my discography it was just meant to be listened to. It wasn't necessarily a live-based thing. And so since Carolina Killstreak, a lot of what I've been doing, I've been trying to take that into account. And so that's basically what it is. So Killstreak would probably be from experience.
And out of the cities that you've played to this point, which one's your favorite to play in?
Oh, definitely still Wilmington.
Let's go.
Yeah, we did Myrtle Beach, and that was fun. Myrtle Beach is closer to me, actually. It was a nice spot, but the venue and all that wasn't the best. It was fun. I loved it. It was my first live setting for it, so it was great. But and we kept the same energy throughout all of it. Greensboro was dope. We played in New York Pizza, like I said. It was nice. I enjoyed it. It was better than Myrtle Beach, but then Barzar in Wilmington was better than Greensboro. So, and that was the best experience I had thus far, and I'm pretty sure this is gonna top it. But
Hell yeah.
we're gonna try.
Your dream tour lineup.
Am I on it, or is it like I'm going to see them?
Whichever one you want. You
I'm
can
gonna-
be on it.
I'm gonna do that. I'm on it because I've been to Blue Ridge almost every year, and I see almost about 100 bands every time anyway. So probably Lorna Shore, just because I'm a huge Lorna simp. Lorna Shore, probably 3 Days Grace, and probably Disturbed. Lincoln Park with Chester back, obviously. Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Myself, and then Kuno. At least Kuno and all my people, Blackwell, all of them. So
Your favorite thing to do outside of music?
I don't do a whole lot outside of music. Well, except for work. I work full time, 50 hours a week. I don't do anything on the weekends except for music. Music is my secondary thing. So, but I do enjoy my job. I do enjoy the land surveying that I do and whatnot. Getting out in nature and being able to just like take all that in and work out there and whatnot. Actual blue collar, manual labor, delivering a product, whatever. But aside from that, really all I do is kind of just keep up with some video games on YouTube, and I'll play some, Skyrim or Pokemon every now and then. Stuck with me since childhood, so.
And the last question, always my favorite one. The song you wrote that means the most to you.
I write a lot of songs that don't have a whole lot of substance, but I write a lot of songs that do. I just haven't had them released yet. I would say I might have 3 if we're talking about substance for sure. First one would be Take My Heart that I dropped in 2022, and that was the first non-metal drop after my metal run. It was more what I would call just dark trap, kind of alt pop or whatnot. It had a little bit of like screaming lyrics and whatnot, screaming vocals. It was a little metally. I always keep some kind of metal influence in my music, but that one, it meant a lot to me, and I thought it was really good. Because I was coming off of metal, it got a huge, it was just a huge negative reaction to it with the audience. And everybody was like, this isn't metal, what are you doing, and whatever. And it actually put me in a slump. And I was like, I'm taking a break. But I'm very proud of it. It was really my start into getting back into doing the dark trap stuff and whatever. And it was the first single from the full length I'm trying to work on right now. So that means a lot to me. And I think to this day, it's still underrated. But second one would probably be, if we're doing chronological order, Death Metal Outcast, which is the one that I dropped. In response to that one, Death Metal Outcast, Trap Metal Icon, I tried. Damn, somebody's getting lit up. I tried to basically capitalize off of the hate that I got, Death Metal Outcast, and but to manifest it into Trap Metal Icon. And I've stuck with that branding ever since then. I have it on my Instagram, I have it on my Spotify. So that one, and that started really kind of the come up, at least this small portion of it. People started hitting me up because of it. People started listening to me because of it. I got a lot of networking, a lot of opportunities from it, a couple collectives, and eventually building into my own collective. That was really the thing. And one thing about Take My Heart and Death Metal Outcast I can say is I did completely both the cover arts for that. In fact, I was going to outsource Death Metal Outcast, but I was like, I know what I want, so I did it. So I'm very proud of that one. And then the third would probably be Into the Depths, because I wrote that was, it's a real one. It's got substance to it. It has to do with a lot of like mental illness, schizophrenia, fear, paranoia, all that, depression and whatnot, anxiety. Not that I can say I go through all that, but I definitely have dealt with anxiety and depression and whatnot again. But that's pretty much what that's been, and it was like kind of just confronting like a constant struggle in your mind and whatever. It's probably one of my only songs this year that has had genuine substance to it, but I am working on bringing more with that. But Yeah, that was probably, and I did the artwork for that too. I was gonna outsource that as well, but I did the artwork for that.
Damn.
I was going to also release that through a collective that I found out later bots the life out of all of their stuff, and that would have torn my Spotify algorithm apart. I said no, I'm gonna just release it myself, and it's done. I think 8.4K to this day or something like that. So it did well enough on its own. So,
Yeah.
and I'm grateful for that.
Well, that was everything I had for you this go around. Was there any closing message to any NXXSES fans watching?
843 is gonna be on the map. Best believe. God bless.
Well, thank you so much for the time. It's great to see you in person. I mean, we've been talking back and forth for a while now, so this has been great.
Likewise, and being able to like share everything, like you said, we've been bonding over a lot of the rock bands and whatever, but
Yeah.
being able to come back into this kind of venue and stuff too, yeah, so I appreciate everything.
For sure. Well, thank you again for the time.
Thank
And
you.
until the next interview, stay tuned, stay scared, and I'll catch you later.
Hell yeah.